What's up, everyone? Welcome to a new episode of Games I Speak. I'm Gio, and today we have a good show for you. It's just going to be me this week, so let's jump right in. First story up, PlayStation Store for PS3 PS Vita officially closes this summer. So this is something we talked about last week. Now it's official, so that rumor was 100% true. So let's kind of go through this article here by Polygon. Sony confirmed on Monday that the PlayStation Store access for the PlayStation 3, PlayStation Vita, and PlayStation Portable will end this summer. The PS3 and PS Vita store close August 27, 2021. The PSP's remaining purchase functions will end on July 2nd, 2021. PS3, Vita, and PSP owners will still be able to re-download and play any games they've purchased through the PlayStation Store. Users can still redeem voucher codes for games in PlayStation Plus too. Additionally, multi-platform cross-buy purchases are still possible, meaning users can still buy content made available to both PlayStation 4 and PS3, PS Vita, and or PSP. Players can still access their content by way of the download list on their respective device. Sony also specified that these store closures will not affect any user's PlayStation Now subscription or their access to PlayStation 3 or PlayStation Vita titles they claim through their PlayStation Plus subscription. So that means all the games that you purchase, you'll still be able to download them. And all the games that you redeemed from PlayStation Plus, you'll still be able to download those as well. Those may still be re-downloaded as long as their PlayStation Plus membership remains current, and this is the case always. PlayStation Plus last month of PS3 and PS Vita titles was February 2019. So it's been a while since they've given away games for those platforms, but nevertheless, you should still be able to download them as long as you keep your PlayStation Plus membership. But all new purchases are now over. This goes for buying any new game or video content as well as in-game purchases on PS3, PSP Vita, or PSP. As a result, PlayStation can no longer redeem gift cards through these devices either. Any money still in a user's PSN wallet can be used only to buy content for PlayStation 4 or PlayStation 5. For those who want a refund of any PSN wallet funds left over after store access closes, Sony will issue refunds and will provide more information on requesting one later. And then they published a FAQ last week, which you can go and look at. It's linked in this article. So there you have it. You know, I was hoping that it was a rumor and that it wasn't true, but clearly it's true. So what can I say? Well, I'm going to say the same thing I said last week. Now is the time for you to back up your PS3, your PS Vita, and your PSP. What I would also recommend is back it up and then buy a larger storage device. So for your PS3, I bought a Western Digital Black gaming hard drive. It has to be a 2.5 inch, which is the laptop size hard drive, I believe. And I bought so if you look up the Western Digital Black, I got a 1 terabyte for, I think it was around 80, 90 bucks. So yeah, it's pricey, but you know, I have a fat PS3 and I don't know when that hard drive is going to go out. So I'm thinking I'm going to back up my original PS3 hard drive to an external drive. Then I'm going to install the new hard drive and then I'm going to download everything, every single thing. It should fit on 1 terabyte, but I'll find out. I'm not sure if it will fit, but I'm going to try to download everything. And then that way, if there's ever any issues where you can't download it, you have all the games saved to your hard drive. And then, of course, have a backup so that if that drive fails, you can restore to a new drive. So that's my plan. Obviously, I have a PSP, but I never bought digital games, so I don't really have to worry about that. I don't own a PS Vita, but if I did, I would get like a 512 gigabyte SSD card, and I would copy all my files onto that, and then I would download every single digital game I had onto that 512 gigabyte drive. And then I would back it up after that. So, you know, what I think I'm going to do is I'm going to create a video of me doing this for the PS3. Obviously, the PS Vita and PSP are easier because you just copy the files from your SD card. So that shouldn't be too hard for anyone. So yeah, I would recommend everyone back up and then upgrade your drive if you need more space, and then download everything. So that's my recommendation to everyone. Obviously, this sucks. I don't condone this in any way. And I saw a video, someone brought up a good point. Hey, what about the people who are still developing games for these platforms? You're just going to shut them out from the market? And it looks like, yes, that's what they're doing. So it's unfortunate to see that. And if anyone's working on a PS Vita game or a PSP game right now, and this is happening, I mean, I don't know what to say. That sucks. And I hope you can get it out before August. But yeah, it's not a good look, and I hate to see this happen. And it just goes to show what we always say on this show. Digital, you don't truly own the game. They can take it away from you at any time. So there you have it. It's confirmed, and I'm going to be taking the necessary precautions for myself. All right, next up, we have Valheim Hearth Home update. Some news on a lack of release date, building options, food, and more. So I'm a big Valheim player. I run my own dedicated server for my friends. And what can I say? This game's amazing. It's brought in people into the open world survival genre that you would have never expected to play this type of game. You know, it just clicks on so many levels with people. Some people like building, some people like hunting, some people like scavenging, some people like mining. So yeah, there's something in this game, I think, for most gamers. So let's go down here and look at what these features are. Now, this is the first of the major updates. This is going to be releasing this year. So developer Irongate presented a roadmap for 2021. The first update on the list is called Hearth and Home. As the name suggests, it will add more home-related items and activities to the game. And then it goes in to talk about some of them. Okay, so, all right. It looks like the time has now come. On March 19th, Irongate released a statement on Steam saying, as things are calming down since the launch, we can spend more time working on our first big update. So this Hearth and Home is the first major update. So let's look at what changes it might have. The Valheim team has been quite secretive so far, but we do know that Hearth and Home will add more Valheim building options and food-related content. As many Valheim fans have taken a liking to building entire Viking cities, this is exciting news. All right, Henrik Tornvist, I don't know how to say this, already disclosed the release of more building pieces, as well as more stuff to do in and around the house. The new building pieces could include new structures as well as new materials. Additional furniture and decorations may also be on the agenda. As most building materials are currently made of wood and stone, it's possible that Hearth and Home will add more building items made of iron. There could be more crafting structures as well, or updates to current crafting stations such as the stone cutter or artisan table. As it is, the stone cutter only has one recipe, which is the grinding stone, which is used at your forge. And the artisan table has none. So yeah, those are definitely probably going to be updated. So new food options. Robin Iron Gate's lead artist, addressed the upcoming update in one of his streams. According to him, we can expect more home-oriented stuff, a lot more food, and food rebalancing. He also suggested that they might add more cooking stations, as they are currently only 2. There are also there are almost 24 food items and recipes in Valheim, but there is plenty of room for additional content. Hearth and Home will likely add more crops to the game and perhaps more farmable animals. As for rebalancing food, Ire may be referring to food stats or to the fact that you currently can't die of starvation in Valheim. After Hearth and Home releases, we may no longer be able to go on days without cooking. And then they had a teaser which shows a raven standing on what looks similar to like the dragon totem that you can build. So I'm not sure what this means. Oh, actually, is this? Oh, this says an extended hand. Okay, I guess this is a hand. Oh, okay. Here it says it looks like the rooftop. Yeah, that's what I saw. I saw this as the dragon totem. So yeah, let's take a look at the roadmap. We have Hearth and Home, Cult of the Wolf, Ships and Sea, and the new biome Mistlands. So they're planning all this for this year. So, you know, shout outs to Iron Gate. Like, they're clearly pushing themselves hard to update this game. I mean, I would say most major games might get an update like this, a significant update once a year. If they're really pushing it twice a year, they're looking at 4 updates in a year. I mean, that's insane. So I'd really love to know more about this team and their workflow, how they get things done so quickly. It's really incredible. So yeah, there you have it. Hearth and Home is the next major update. We don't have a date yet, but what looks like we're going to get more building options, more options for the stonecutter, and the artisan crafting table, and then more food options, more food recipes, more crops, and more farmable animals. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Like I said, I love this game. I think it's a great game, and yeah, I'm going to continue to play. All right, next up, PlayStation game MLB The Show 21 launches on Xbox Game Pass day 1. This is an article from Eurogamer. Now, a lot of people who see this might just think, okay, it's gonna that's good, right? It's releasing on the Xbox. Well, the problem is this has mostly been a Sony exclusive. So let's look at this. MLB The Show 21 is the first PlayStation Studio games to launch on Xbox Game Pass. The deal also means PlayStation owners have to pay £60 for the Sony-developed MLB The Show 21, while Xbox owners can get it as part of their Game Pass subscription when it comes out on the 20th of April. So that's the problem here. If you're essentially, this is a Sony developed game, right? They developed this game, yet Game Pass owners are going to be able to play this game as part of their subscription. They're not going to have to put up any money up front aside from their subscription fee, which gives them access to hundreds of games. I think it's over 100 games. I know that. So this sparked a lot of outrage in the PlayStation community. Um, let's see. Do we have any? Okay, we don't have any quotes here. But I'm gonna tell you what transpired over this. So once people found out about this, now I'm not a big sports gaming fan. Not since I was a kid, so I don't play MLB The Show. But if you're a diehard, baseball fan or a sports gamer, then this kind of rubs you the wrong way because if you're on Game Pass, you weren't even expecting this game, right? You weren't even like looking forward to this game because this is a game developed by Sony. And if you're a Sony fan or a Sony user, you're looking forward to this game. But then you see some people who weren't even expecting this game are now getting it included in a subscription service, and they don't have to put any money up front. Meanwhile, you have to pay around £60 uh, to play this game. So it just seems silly. It doesn't make sense. Like, why wouldn't you put your fans first? Maybe, hey, we're going to release this game. Sony players are going to get access first for a month or so, a couple weeks, I don't know. And then Game Pass will get the game. Yeah, it would have made people upset also to see that, but they would have had an edge where they get to play the game first. So it could have balanced it out. Honestly, I don't know what to say because I like the idea of games being on more platforms, but this looks like the Sony is not giving any kind of benefit to Sony users at all. And so it makes me wonder, why would they do this? Is it because Xbox paid them a bunch of money to do this? And then if that's the case, then yeah, they're just taking profits over looking out for their own user base. So yeah, it's a weird thing. I don't get it. It doesn't make sense to me. If someone knows exactly why they're doing this, please leave a comment. I'd like to understand why they would do this. It doesn't make sense. But I do got to say, if you're a Game Pass uh, player, if you play Xbox, take advantage of it. I mean, you weren't expecting this game anyways, but you might like it, so I would play it. So yeah, just very odd. I don't know why they're doing this, but yeah, I'd like to hear your comments on this. And I do want to say a couple of petitions have come up for the CEO of PlayStation to step down over this. So there you have it. I don't think that's going to get anywhere, obviously, but people are not happy about this. All right, next up. Fortnite has updated their performance on the Switch. So let's look over this. So it already happened. They've released an update on March 30th to enhance the player experience for the Nintendo Switch. Resolution and GPU performance. What to expect? Resolution. Handheld and dock modes. Fortnite on Switch will still use dynamic resolution when needed to ensure a consistent frame rate, but this will occur less frequently, and overall resolution will be significantly higher. So before, handheld was 1000 by 560, which is horrendous in this day and age. After is 1170 by 660. Still not that great, but definitely improvement over this. Docked was 1390 by 780, so a little over 720p. After is going to be 1560 by 880, so definitely a major increase in both of them. So here's some screenshots. Here you can see before, where you can look and see a lot of these leaves are kind of muddled. Even the shadows are kind of grainy. And then over here you can see there's more detail in the leaves, and the shadows look a bit crisper. And additionally, Switch players are going to save about 140 megabytes of storage space with the new update. So there you have it. Um, uh, they're definitely making some improvements to Fortnite for the Switch. So I personally, I don't play Fortnite anymore, but when I played it, I played on PC. I had no issues with the graphics. I kind of liked them. But yeah, obviously the Switch needed an improvement. And so next up, Cyberpunk 2077 patch 1.2. So this game has kind of fallen out of the mainstream news cycle. You know, it was a big deal when it came out because of how buggy it was. But I like to kind of keep up with what they're doing to fix it. And so this might be the major update that makes the game playable for a lot of people. So if you were like Josie and you were holding out waiting for an update that would make this game playable, this might be the one. So let's look over some of these. I'm not going to go over every single update here because there's a ton, but I'll go over some of them. Okay, so let's look at gameplay. Uh, the NCPD spawn radius for when the player commits a crime has been increased. So that was the issue where people were committing a crime and then police were like spawning in the building with you and inside the walls, which was ridiculous. So they've increased the spawn radius. So now when you commit a crime, the police will be more at a further perimeter. Definitely makes sense. New steering sensitivity slider added to control setting, allows reducing steering speed for all vehicles on all input devices, particularly useful for keyboard users. Yeah, so the driving system in this game was not well crafted, to say the least. It was very crude. So now they're giving users the option to kind of control the sensitivity, which is great because sometimes I would turn and I would just do like a T-bone right into another car or a wall. Um, adjusted the vehicle steering code to work better. Sorry about this. Um, adjusted the vehicle steering code to work better in a low and extreme high frame rate situations to produce more consistent results, improving steering on base consoles noticeably. Okay, so they're adjusting the performance of steering so that it runs more optimally, so you're going to get less lag. Rocking rotating feature added to all vehicles. Use left stick or A D W S or left shift left control to engage rocking and rotating to stuck beach vehicles to try and free them. So this is a good mechanic. Obviously, if your vehicle flipped, there was nothing really you could do before. Now you have an option to try to roll it over. Minor driving model tune revisions to some vehicles to improve steering. Cure excessive body roll and oversteer. Fix an issue where aiming while under the effect of berserk cyberware. Move the crosshair with no input from the player. Adjusted fire rate of the helicopter turret and love like fire. Let's see. So yeah, these are more specific items here. Fix an issue where stacking cooldown reduction over 100% could result in blocking quick hacks. I think I experienced this several times. There were times where I just couldn't do quick hacks and it made no sense. V can no longer use consumables in situations where scene context would not support it. Okay. Clothing vendors now sell items more suitable for the location. Okay, good. All right, so yeah, look at this. This is a huge list of fixes here. These are all gameplay issues. Now let's look at some of the quest ones. Posters in Stadium Love can no longer be destroyed before the contest, which could lead to block progression. Um, they won't go when I go now updates properly if V leaves the studio early. Fixed inability to draw weapons at the poppy farm during the hunt. Fix an issue where using grapple on gang members could break progression in Stadium Love. The pickup no longer gets blocked if Dum Dum dies at the exact same time as the last enemy. The pickup no longer gets blocked if player attacks Maelstrom before entering all foods. Okay, so these are very these are very specific quest bugs that were causing progression issues for players. And so, yeah, look at all these. So I would say by and then open world. Yeah, so I would say that because of the scope of this update and all of these fixes here, I mean, look at this. Look at all these UI fixes here. Fix an issue with ads not being properly displayed on curbs. Multiple visual updates and adjustments for ads. Fix multiple visual issues in quest briefings. Updated the Arabic language layout in quest briefings. Updated grenades icons according to their damage type. Fix multiple visual issues with the icons. I had tons of icon issues, especially with clothing, armor, all that. Yeah, so yeah, look at this. Let's go over the stability and performance. Improve stability and performance of the engine and the rendering engine, reducing the number of random crashes. That's a big one because my game randomly crashed at least, I don't even know, 10 times or more. Memory optimizations and memory management improvements in various systems, reducing the number of crashes. So obviously, we had some memory leaks and they reduced that. Various optimizations and improvements in shadows, shaders, physics, work spot system, spawn system, scene system, animation system, occlusion system, and facial animation system. Fix mechanisms for managing UI icons, atlases memory, which helped with memory related crashes, especially during long playthroughs. Multiple UI stability improvements and fixes for the most common UI related crashes. Okay. And then here's some miscellaneous and some PC and console specific and some Stadia specific. So obviously this is huge. This is a massive update. You can tell that their team was working very hard to get this done. They had a lot of pressure on them to make things right, to make the game playable. And I gotta say, if you were waiting to play this game till it was in a playable state, I would say that the scope of this patch might bring the game. It looks like it brings the game to a playable state. So I don't know. I haven't played it yet, but this is massive, and I would encourage anyone who's been holding off. I mean, you might want to give the game a try now if you're still up for it. So, yeah, good on them for fixing all that, and I'd like to see them continue and maybe throw out some free new content for people who actually played the game like me in its worst state and just enjoyed it for what it was. Okay, so that's it for Cyberpunk. Next up, we have PS3 owners facing widespread problems downloading games ahead of PS Store closure. This is to be expected. they haven't really been maintaining these stores well over the years. So let's look at some of these issues. So as we covered as the headline story, Sony is shutting down the PS3, PS Vita, and PSP storefronts. But of course, with so many scrambling to complete their digital software collections, there's increased emphasis on PS3 storefront right now, and it's not holding up particularly well. The web is absolutely ablaze with users complaining about two very specific errors: 800295009 and 800297721. These codes appear when trying to download software, whether it's a new purchase or something older from the user's download list. Sony appears to be doing a terrible job providing customer support too, as a large proportion of its staff are trained to deal with PS5 and PS4 problems, and not necessarily PS3 ones. Having read through dozens and dozens of social media posts and forum threads, we're still yet to find a conclusive answer. A handful of users have had success toggling two-factor authentication on and off, but many others have reported this doesn't work. It could be a case that PS3 servers are simply experiencing unprecedented traffic right now. Sony may have scaled down support for the system over the years, but now there's been a sudden surge in activity. It's struggling to cope. Whatever the case, the manufacturer will need to find a solution because it'll have a scandal on its hands if these issues aren't resolved adequately prior to July 2nd. We continue to investigate and we'll update if we learn more. So, there you have it. Look, it's not as easy for them to just say, hey, we're closing the stores, but you can still download everything. It's just simply not that easy. If you're closing the stores, you're closing a lot of support, a lot of resources, and you're just essentially leaving up download links. Well, what happens when those fail, like we're seeing here? Are you going to have a team that knows how to fix the PS3 download infrastructure? Are you going to have a team that knows how to institute updates to the download store? Are you going to have a team that knows how to repair corrupt files to replace them? I mean, these are all big questions, and that's why I'm recommending everyone download what you can. And now it looks like if you can, because now users are having issues even downloading these games. So, yeah, this sucks. I still have my PS3 out. I have my replacement hard drive on the way, and once that arrives, yeah, I'm going to try to download, and hopefully I will be able to, because this is already a mess. So, yeah, if you know a way to fix these issues, please leave a comment. I love to hear it, and yeah, it would help out a lot of people. All right, next up, play select backward compatible games with Xbox Cloud Gaming. All right, so this is pretty cool. As you can see, Xbox is really supporting their older titles, which is awesome. They have a whole team dedicated to providing backwards compatibility and performance upgrades to these older titles. So let's read through this article. Let's see. Okay. I don't want to read all this. Today we're embarking on a new journey for the backwards compatibility program, taking it to the cloud. Xbox Game Pass Ultimate members can now tap into a collection of favorites from the past in a whole new way, right on mobile devices, turning them into retro handheld game systems. 16 original Xbox and Xbox 360 games are now available on Android phones and tablets. This is awesome, with more games coming soon. We've listened to the feedback, going all the way back to our earliest cloud gaming preview, and making games from previous generations available on mobile devices has been one of the most requested features by the community. So now you'll be able to play a range of games on mobile. All right, so let's look at these games. So these are the first games that they're releasing for you to play on Android. and mobile. Banjo Kazooie, Banjo Tooie, Double Dragon Neo, Fable 2. Amazing game. If you haven't played Fable 2, it's so good. Fallout New Vegas, another great game. Gears of War 2, Gears of War 3, Gears of War Judgment, Jetpack Refueled, Cameo, Perfect Dark Zero, The Elder Scrolls 3, The Elder Scrolls 4 Oblivion, amazing games. Viva Pinata, touch controls enabled. Uh, Viva Pinata Tip, touch controls enabled. So this is what I like to see. And obviously, this is the opposite of what Sony and Nintendo are doing. Sony and Nintendo are keeping their old games locked to old platforms. If they do release them, they release them in a new full price version on their newest console. The Switch only plays Switch games. And now I will say they do allow retro titles on Super Nintendo and Nintendo. That is good that they allow that on the Switch. But Sony does not allow, doesn't have anything like that. The PlayStation 3, you could play PS1 classics. The PlayStation 4, there was a few PlayStation 1 games you could play on it, but it wasn't in a way, it came bundled with like a newer game, like Medieval. So yeah, and now people have been playing their PlayStation 1 games on PS3 and their PlayStation 2 games on PS3, which I do. And now they're offering no backwards compatibility. They're just shutting down the store and saying, hey, if you got a PS3, a PS Vita, or a PSP, it's on you now. So Xbox, they're going a totally different route. They're making a lot of games. You can play, I think Modern Vintage Gamer did a thing where he was able to hook up an Xbox, an original Xbox, an Xbox 360, an Xbox One, and I think an Xbox. I don't think he did it with the new. No, he might have done it with an Xbox Series S. And you were allowed to play Crimson Skies across all of them. So that's incredible. I mean, that's incredible. So Xbox, look, I gotta give them props. We give them props here all the time for their backwards compatibility support. I mean, they have a whole team dedicated to it, and now they're allowing you to play retro games on mobile. I mean, I don't know what to say. They're giving you the option to play these old games, and it's great. That being said, I wish Sony would learn from this, but it seems like they don't care. All right, next up, Apple Arcade launches its biggest expansion yet, growing its award-winning catalog to more than 180 games. Award-winning, okay. I don't know anyone who plays Apple Arcade. The only one I know is Josie, and it's because we just covered Fantasian last week, and he decided to buy it because that's the only way to get it. So let's take a look at this. Apple today announced it's introducing 2 entirely new game categories and adding more than 30 incredible titles to Apple Arcade. Its popular gaming subscription service, Apple Arcade. Okay, I'm not going to read all this. So let's take a look at these games that they're offering. And I believe these are these exclusive? No, okay. It doesn't say if these are exclusive. Okay. We have, I don't know if these are exclusive, so I'm not going to say if they are or not. I'm just going to read through these games. NBA 2K21 Arcade Edition. This is obviously by 2K Games. This is a different version, I believe. On Apple Arcade delivers stunning gameplay and hit experience 5-on-5 basketball featuring the latest NBA roster to over-the-top games on Blacktop NBA 2K21 Arcade Edition. Simon's Cat, Storytime, Tactile Games Limited. We have Star Trek Legends. Now, I love Star Trek games, but they're few and far between sometimes. And yeah, I never even heard of this game. Let's look at this. Uh, okay, so this is a team-based RPG. Players will embark on missions, experience epic turn-based combat, and make choices that influence the entire story as they take command of the USS Artemis. They'll warp into the Nexus, where they'll discover new worlds and recruit over four. Okay, so it looks like it's a turn-based RPG game. The Oregon Trail. Um, this looks like it's a new version of the original. Cut the Rope Remastered, Paladin Studios. This is a 3D remaster of Cut the Rope puzzle game. Song Pop Party. This is by Gameloft. Fast-paced competitive music-based trivia game. Really Bad Chess. It's a chess game. So Sudoku Simple. Backgammon. So a lot of these are just like, board games. Solitaire. Look, yeah, a lot of these are games that they're not big titles. The only big title I saw was NBA 2K21. Fruit Ninja Classic, Chameleon Run, and then so Apple Arcade is available for $4.99 a month with 1 month free trial. So yeah, nothing groundbreaking here. Now, what's interesting is they didn't even mention Fantasian up here, which, in my opinion, is stupid because that's probably the most interesting title they have on here. So yeah, there you have it. They're looking to build up their library, but it just doesn't look worth it to me. I mean, me and Josie talked about this. I can't play any of these games. I don't have an Apple. I might be able to play it on my wife's phone if I wanted to play, but the only game I would play would be Fantasian, and I would buy 1 month, play it, and that would be it. So, yeah, I just don't see an argument for this platform yet. But that's just me. Let me know if you do play it. If you do have a subscription, let me know what you think about it. If you think it's worth it, leave a comment below. And also leave a comment below what you think about Fantasian being locked on it. If you're going to get it just for that, or if you're going to hope to see it come on another platform. All right. Next up. So we have sales numbers from Famitsu. Now, as you all know, Monster Hunter Rise released last week. So let's take a look at this. Software sales, followed by lifetime sales. Last week, on the 26th, Monster Hunter Rise sold 1,300,000 to 132 copies. That's excellent. Look, I played this game with John, friend of the show, last night. It's such a good game. Now, there is a learning curve because it is a Monster Hunter game, but this game is amazing. It has so much charm to it. I love it. Every time I ordered the food, I just watched the animation because it's so funny. Yeah, you got to check out this game if you have a Switch. Super Mario 3D World plus Bowser's Fury. Believe it or not, I just ordered my copy. I just got it in the mail. 37,166. And then, everything else is around 20,000. Mario Kart 8 still selling. Ring Fit Adventure still selling. Amazon Crossing still selling. So, there you have it. Monster Hunter Rise sold over 1 million copies. I believe that the game's going to sell even more once people start making a lot of content about it and people see how cool of a game it is. But I assume, like me and Josie discussed last week, I assume it doesn't seem to be a replacement for Monster Hunter World. So I assume there's still a big player base in that game still. All right. Last story. This is a kind of a bummer. Analog Pocket delayed to October 2021. This was posted this week. So this is a direct statement from Analog. Pocket is delayed and shipping is delayed and shipping in October 2021. The current global state of affairs continues to create supply chain challenges outside of our control. There have been sudden and severe electrical component shortages, as well as logistical issues, leading to a domino effect of challenges for nearly everyone in the industry. Yes, it's not just them, it's everyone. We're working hard to get Pocket out as fast as possible, and we appreciate your understanding and patience. An email is being sent to everyone who pre-ordered Pocket. If you have any questions about your pre-order or would like to cancel at any time for a full refund, please contact Analog Support at support.analog.co or by email at support@analog.co. Okay. So this is the story 2020, and it's going to be the story of 2021. The demand far exceeds the supply right now. You can't get a GPU. You can't get a lot of new computer parts. You can't get a PlayStation 5. You can't get an Xbox Series X. You can't get now you can't get an Analog Pocket. And first of all, only a few people were able to even order one in the first place. I was lucky. I was one of them, but I was watching their Twitter like 24/7, so I jumped on it immediately. So that's the story of this year. You can't even get a house where I live. It's that hard. You can't even buy a house. People are paying $50,000 to $100,000 over the asking price. So you can't even get a house unless you have a ton of cash. So, yeah, there you have it. I'm not going to fault them. It is what it is. And we're going to have to wait and see what happens. So yeah, that's the show for this week, everyone. Please leave a comment. Please like and subscribe, share it with your friends, and we'll see you all next time. Keep gaming. Hey everyone, thanks for listening to this episode of Games I Speak. If you liked the episode, please like and subscribe, and we'll see you all next time.